I'm Rob, and today we're at the Lapstone in Horton Heath. So the story of the Lapstone is that it started life in 1740 as a couple of cottages. Then about 100 years ago, just over, it was turned into a pub, originally called the Rising Sun, and now it's the Lapstone. It was taken over by locals a few years ago and completely done up, as you can see. Nice improvements, a lot of money spent on it. That's taken over 3 years, and of course it was due to open this year, or rather last year, and COVID came along. So it's been a struggle from the start, but they do marvellous pizza and pasta takeaways. They got an off licence, which I don't think they can do at the moment, but certainly the takeaways are going ahead. And yeah, they're making a living, so good luck to them, and when it's all open up again, should be back in there, as well as the takeaways. So with the old Rising Sun, or Lapstone, to our left, we walk up the road further into Horton Heath. And at the lights, we turn left into Knoll Lane. And we continue along Knoll Lane, right into Durley Road. And there's the Cockpit house in amongst the trees that was in my last walk. Don't worry, it isn't the same walk we did the other day. It's a different walk. I know it's close, because it's a lockdown walk, but I've come prepared. Welly boots. Can you see these legs? Those, ladies and gentlemen, are the fastest legs of any British man up the Empire State Building. But they're not very good legs for negotiating mud. But he's done it again, shorts and trainers. So look out for the video of Trev the camera at the end. Anyway, onward. So there's the stile onto the golf course, so we're going past that. We're not going down there today, we're going straight up the lane. So if you're feeling a bit tired on this walk, look, someone has kindly put an upholstered chair for you to sit on. Anyway, onwards up the lane. So this is Holy Cross Church in Durley, 13th century church with 19th century Gothic windows and additions. Nice old lamp in keeping with the church. Let's go in and have a look past ye oldie lamp and plastic conduit. It's a very old churchyard. And up alongside the church here, we've got some very old yew trees. Now, as I've said on many walks, yew tree important to Christians. It symbolises the death of Jesus and the resurrection, because these very old trees, their boughs can dip down, touch the earth, and a new tree will grow. So it's like new life from old. Yeah, look at the girth of that yew tree. That's as old as the church at least, probably older actually. Anyway, church is shut unfortunately because there's a 14th century wall painting in there of a ship, well, a fragment of anyway, which would have been interesting to look at. So we'll walk through the churchyard, out through the lich gate. It's a bit of a faux lich gate, there's no benches where the mourners can sit with coffins, which was the purpose of a lich gate, but it looks pretty. So after you pass the church, at the sign and the T-junction of Greenwood Lane, we're going to turn right to walk down into Durley Village. Right, so here we are at the end of Church Lane, and we are going to turn left to walk up along the main drag through the village. So we carry on down the hill on the main drag through the cottage, through the village. I say through the cottage because we're remarking that there's not a lot of old buildings here, but there's one. So this is Durley Church of England Primary School. It's built in 1872 and extended there. And they've got some lovely core values in here. Love, respect and forgiveness. What better to teach your kids? So what we're wondering is, why is there a gate to nowhere? Because you come out the gate, sploosh, straight in the stream. Perhaps they got a very thin canoe. So alongside the school, public footpath, straight up this track. Hard wellies. On we go in the farmyard. A bit of a mud fest to go through. It's not too bad actually, the balance on these beams here. It's quite gravelly underneath. Reminds me of the old days doing PE at school, Trev. Oh God, my foot's stuck.
The trouble is though, it's just this one little bit to scupper the whole walk, isn't it?
Yeah, well, not for me, I've got my wellies on.
Yeah.
I'll get those athletic legs going, let's see, yeah.
No, this is going to go badly, isn't it? I don't know why the... Oh!
Oh, brilliant stuff. Go for it. Oh, mega booty. I'll get you in a pair of wellies one day, walking boots at least. Yeah, well, somebody cheated. The state of my boots. But that's what wellies are for. Very wet underfoot. So wear your wellies. I think even hiking boots would cut this because it goes quite deep in places. So we're heading for this gap in the fields. A lot of heavy breathing going on.
That looks like a converted pallet.
Does, doesn't it? Look at those athletic legs.
Oh.
Have I told you? Fastest legs of a British man ever up the Empire State Building. He wants that 250 quid from Harry Hill, that's for sure. That's an awkward thing to get over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Follow the beaten path across the field. You can see the other gate, stroke stile, stroke whatever, the other side of the field. Oh, so I've got a little footbridge. And all this will drain into the River Hamble eventually. Quite a pretty little bridge that, in other circumstances. Perhaps it wasn't winter. The field a bit of a mud fest. Farm over there. Yeah, Trev in the background, stumbling around in the mud. So we've emerged from the mud fest into civilization. So at the junction, ignore Gregory Lane and we turn right down Heathen Street. Now, it's another alternative start up here. There's a pub called the Farmer's Home, which is very nice. So you could start from there and just sort of do the Durley bit if you wanted to. But as it's lockdown walk, we've done it from the Lapstone. And the Lapstone is very nice too. And there's the old Farmer's Home. Looks like the farmer's come home as well with his tractor. Anyway, it's a 19th century pub, so not particularly old, but it's got beams and a log fire and a nice garden. All the farmers are coming home, look. So I carry on down the road past Rose Cottage. Now, I said in a previous walk, Durley used to be known as Dirty Durley because none of the roads are made up. Thankfully they have tarmac now, unlike the fields. So at the house named Goddard's, which ironically is in Heathen Lane, there's a track to the left which we follow Is this luring us into a false sense of security, this nice gravel track? Is it going to turn into a mudfest very shortly? Who can tell? Again, we're going to pass over one of the little streams that run through Durley to join the Hamble River. That's quite pretty. Look at Borley Green and Eastleigh Borough encroaching in the distance. Residents of Durley must be really, really happy that this is Winchester. So we've been slowly uphill. Remember what I said before about being on the edge of the Hampshire basin. And that's a lovely view back where we've walked. And carry on up the hill. So it soon becomes a tree-lined track. Nice views off to the side, and it's definitely welly weather. We've got quite a deep puddle here, look. So it's either wellies, or you have the sort of legs that could run up the Empire State Building that don't mind getting a booty. So we've crossed the stile, and we're now onto the lane, and we're going to walk up the lane towards Durley Mill, which as well as being a building is also a hamlet. So down the lane, lots of footpaths, lots of variations of walks you can do around here. And we're going to go left down into the hamlet of Durley Mill to try and see Durley Mill. There's a boardwalk down a very muddy slope. A footbridge over there. It's quite pretty down here, really. That stream, as I say, leads down into Botley and becomes the Hamble River. Goes from little stream to big river fairly quickly, actually. So it's very horsey Durley. There's lots of stables here. It's a nice place for a horse ride, and that is Durley Mill. And that's grade 2 listed, and it dates from 1875, and on the property somewhere there is a working water wheel. So the snowdrops are out, spring's on its way, even got a bit of sunshine today. So we've got some catkins as well. Well, that's Durley Mill the mill, but Durley Mill the hamlet that we're walking through is a halt on the Botley to Bishopswood railway line, which is just under 4 miles long, and it used to operate with tank engines and then later on rail motors. It opened in 1863. Passengers ceased travelling on there in 1932, and it actually closed in 1962 under Dr. Beeching. But over to the right, beyond the mill in the line of trees, there is actually the railway line, part of which you can walk, certainly the northernmost stretch up towards Bishopswood, and you come out on a pair of level crossing gates. So the low building on the left, like an old farm building, and in the bushes you'll see a footpath sign. So we've got to go up this track opposite the Durley Mill barn, which leads to Durley Mill farmhouse. Instead of going to the farmhouse, we take this old track to the right. So we come out of the field and we dart into the woods down a very slippery, muddy slope. This is where we're going to come a cropper. So if you pick up how steep this is, but with the mud as well. I'll pan back and get Trev in case he falls over in a minute. Right. And we carry on up here. Where's Trev? Oh, missed him, he's ducked behind me. So lots of badger sets along this this path, dug into the bank. Anyway, onward. So we've come out of the footpath onto the lane, which we take sort of left-handed, sort of straight on, you know. Good chance to wash the wellies here, look. Gonna wash your trainers, Trev. Right, I'm forced to tell you.
No, you're not.
Because apart from having the fastest legs up the Empire State Building of any Brit, which I might or might not have told you, he's also a keen cyclist, so the red on the road means it is an accident spot, as does the yellow around the sign. Alright, public information film done?
Got it.
Okay, directions. So we carry on up there. You can tell this is a lockdown walk, can't you? We're not taking this seriously, we're just out on a jolly, aren't we, Trev?
Absolutely.
So anyway, we're into the village of Durley from Durley Mill. Car coming up behind us. Hopefully he sees the red on the road and don't run us over. And we're going to turn left down towards the village here. And so's he. Why do they always turn up on all my walks, no matter where you are? Highway maintenance or a builder or a gardener turns up. Never mind. There's a Georgian post box. A couple of lions out the front. Posh Chinese restaurant maybe. I'll have a 23 and some chicken fried noodles. Anyway, we've got to go off and take this part. So confusing, we've got to do a right turn and a left turn. So we cross the stile and then we go through this gate over on the left. So a bit vague on the ground, but we're right en route on the OS map. But you go sort of diagonally across this field, through that open gate, and I believe I can see a footpath sign on the other side, so on the right route. So there we go, we follow the footpath sign. And this is called Brown Heath Park, with a big stable arrangement. So we followed the footpath sign, but where do we go from here? Time to take a look. It's a bit off-putting because the signage is very small and a bit unclear, but you come up the drive to the Big Posh Horsey place and you go through the 5-bar gate and cross the field at this point. So something here at the gate that's landed from outer space. I don't know what that is. Never mind, perhaps it's something for the horses to play with. Anyway, we come out of here and we carry on this muddy footpath to the next field.
Oh, yeah, but the damage is done, really.
I was just about to comment then that this will save Trev's feet. But ever glass half empty bloke, he said the damage is done now, so perhaps you'd like to walk through this then, Trev. That's quite nice, that board walk through. Oh, you wouldn't want to walk through that, would you? That's real bog. A nice little boardwalk this is. Look at that, I bet it's full of wildlife, this. So pretty soon, by this barn that needs a bit of TLC, we come out onto the road. And we're going to do a bit of a dog leg, turning right and then left. So onto the lane, we take a right, and pretty much immediately over that stile we do a left. Kite's barn, a lovely barn conversion. So when you're confronted with these, you just simply hold onto the plastic bit and unhook. Don't touch the wire in any way or you get a jolt. As we both just did, didn't we, Trev?
We did.
Anyway, onward. Don't hold onto the electric fence, mate.
Oh God, we're through it again, are we?
Yeah, go on then. Try not to give yourself a jolt this time. I'm filming just in case you do, because I want the money. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's how to do it. What happens if you touch them together?
I intend to find out.
Result.
Sorted.
Lots of little streams all feeding into the handle. So it looks like we've got strawberries over there growing in grow bags on little stands in the old polytunnels. And we're going over the stile and get the main road. We're going to turn left. Nice old house in the bushes. Somewhere over here, I think I see it there with those brightly coloured planks, is the stile onto the main Durley Road. So on the main road, you can cross over the main road, and it's a bit dodgy this bit, no footpath. So we're all facing the oncoming traffic. So we cross back over by Durley Memorial Hall and there's a nice pavement. Nice bit of character in that old place. Anyway, we're almost back to the school. All the kids are out in the playground. So there's an awful lot of key workers, children work here. And then over here, we take the footpath diagonally across the field. So there's two, don't confuse that one with this one. That's the second one you want. Which takes us out into the fields, across the little footbridge. Even with the wellies I've got blinking mucky, look. He wouldn't do that if it's an electric fence. Right, a bit worrying going through here with these horses. They look like they're hungry. They've eaten half the gate and the fence to go with it. You can see Hampshire cricket in the distance there, the Rose Bowl, or GS Bowl as they call it. And there's the church. So here we are, we're exiting back out onto Greenwood Lane, stroke Church Lane. We're going to walk back down Durley Lane, back towards Fair Oak. So carry on down Durley Lane, past the golf course, and there's a footpath sign leading out across here. So it's across the fields. This is the Cockpit Farm apparently. You walk through the farm buildings. This makes a change from going back down the lane that we've been down. We don't trip over, Trev, eh? There we go. Ah, lovely barn full of cows. Or bulls, I don't like Trev much.
What have I got in my hand? Mud.
Lots of young bulls. Hello? Nice and dry in there. Oh yeah, nice and dry. All nice and cosy in the hay. Aren't you? Nice and cosy. Carry on through the farmyard. There's a stile out the other end. So last bit of farm field, and then you know you're in Eastleigh, Horton Heath in particular, because you've got new houses. Don't want any remaining countryside in Eastleigh, we just want new houses. So over the stile and on to the new estate. Kick our way on the path through the new estate. Oh, thankfully the path is still quite self-evident running through here. Let's hope it continues so. So cross over the road and continue down this path here. So the path comes out on this road, and this Dumper's Drove or something they call this, I think. So yeah, I was right, this is Dumper's Drove. And it comes out on the main Botley to Winchester road. And we're going to turn right, walk down through Horton Heath and back to the Lapstone. So here we are, back at the Lapstone. Love what they've done with the garden with the pods. Keep you nice and warm and dry and COVID free. So here we are back at the Lapstone. We've done our doorstep lockdown walk. We quite enjoyed it actually. Might not be worth travelling millions of miles to do if you're sort of further in the county, but if you're local, it's nice to get out in the fields and out and about, have a look at Durley Mill. I reckon about 6 1/4 on the OS map, the other map says 7. I'm more inclined to go with the 7, I think. But anyway, good walk. Managed mainly to keep out of the rain, a little bit of a shower earlier on. If you like the walk, if you like the antics of Trev, he's shaking his head, I like the antics of Trev, then please do like and subscribe on the channel, hit the notifications bell so you get notifications of any new ones, and we'll see you on the next one.